Hi, my name is Emily Rudolph, and I'm the founder of Amatuba Collective. Today is the 16th of June 2025. On this day, we commemorate the Soweto uprising of 1976, where young people stood up for their rights and many lost their lives. The struggles of the youth continue 49 years later, and I want to talk to you briefly about the stories that we continue to tell about the youth and the power these stories hold. The stories we tell shape our realities. The words we think and speak create narratives, narratives which we identify with and live into, narratives about the groups we belong to, our social context, our economic standing, stories about the work we do or not do, and our material worth. And we allow these stories to define our sense of self-worth. The narratives we create matter, and we have the power to actively shape them. But too often they are negative narratives, and we have a particular story to tell about the youth of South Africa. The youth, a generation defined by deficits, shortcomings, disadvantages. They are poor, unemployed, undereducated, disenfranchised, marginalized, excluded, a lost generation, a ticking time bomb, a threat to social stability. We are negatively biased, so we observe and report on events from that perspective. We see what's wrong, what's not working, and what's broken. We talk about the youth unemployment crisis, the education crisis, and more recently, the mental health crisis. Young people consistently at the center of stories of doom and downfall. In the stories we tell, the youth becomes what's broken and need to be fixed. In the mainstream narrative, the youth is portrayed as a serious societal problem to be solved. With stories of failure, fear, and hopelessness, we actively create negative expectations for young people to live into. We make it seem like it's their fault that they are where they are, and that there's very little hope for them because the problem is so big. There's so many of them, the problematic youth. And of course, this influences the way they feel about themselves and shapes their sense of self and identity. By expecting they fit into the systems that were designed to keep them out, we are setting them up for failure. As a society, we put pressure on them to be the future, be the change, bring the returns, show up, add value. Our stories push them to study hard and work hard and try harder to fulfill preconceived ideas of success. We offer little support and understanding, and then we blame them when they don't succeed. We judge them as being lazy or useless. When we offer opportunities and they are not meeting our expectations, we quickly label them as entitled or ungrateful. With the stories we tell about the youth of South Africa, we are creating a mental health disaster. The statistics show us our youth are not okay. Suicide is now the second leading cause of death between 15 and 29-year-olds. Over 60% of young people in South Africa need mental health support. 1 in 2 young people display symptoms of depression, and less than 8% of them receive the help that they need. The mental health crisis is both a direct cause and a symptom of the unemployment crisis. But we can improve mental health by telling more positive stories and creating an encouraging narrative. And then maybe we can address unemployment too. And so to really enable our youth, we need a new narrative, a narrative that empowers. We could tell stories that offer inspiration, motivation, and positive frames of identity for the young people of South Africa. Just think about a time when someone spoke positively about you or a group you belong to. You would feel proud and maybe grow a bit in confidence, which would motivate you to do more of the things you were praised or recognized for, right? So when we start telling positive stories about young people, view them with compassion and acknowledge the darn hard realities they face, the really tough challenges that they navigate every day, and the fact that they're in survival mode most of the time, then we start to recognize their power and their strength. Can we see young people for the contribution they already make and talk about their power and ability to create change? Can we focus on their creative energy and brilliant ideas? Can we see them as an asset, not a problem to be solved? Can we talk about them with hope, kindness, and confidence? In the work we do with young adults at Amatuba Collective, a social enterprise we founded in 2020, I get to witness the talents, gifts, and amazing energy of young South Africans every day. I get to see their deep commitment to their own learning and growth, and their dedication to build a better life for themselves and their families. At Amatuba, we recognize the desperate need for healing, for safe spaces, and environments that are free of judgment and conducive to learning. Our language can create such spaces. If the words we use make young people feel valued, seen, and heard, they will be able to think well and make meaningful contributions. Our stories can make them feel worthy, deserving of a better life, and able to take the necessary action. Amatuba provides phone-based mental health support to 10,000 young people across the country. With our words, we enable, encourage, guide, and empower. We create a different story with the youth we support, a story of hope and agency, and help them see themselves in a different light, a kind light, a positive light. So with our language, we can create conditions for advancement. By telling empowering stories that speak of resilience, courage, and creativity, we can create conditions for optimism and positivity, conditions for confidence to grow, conditions that actively encourage young people to step into their power and shape their own realities. We understand that narratives influence identity, especially for young people. As they internalize what they hear, the narrative serves as a reflection of reality and as a predictor of their behavior. So we understand that a cohesive, empowering narrative can contribute to their psychological well-being. And a recognition of themselves in a positive narrative creates a sense of self that is based on positive expectations and self-belief. So I'm asking you, this Youth Day, let us talk about the youth as agents of change, as innovators and disruptors, as thinkers, creatives, and creators, and offer inspiration, motivation, and support, and provide a foundation for positive identity and a vibrant youth culture to emerge. And get involved by creating a narrative that shapes different realities. Start today by telling more empowering stories about the youth of South Africa. I thank you.